welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Choua, and today we are going to be doing my project pan update for quarter 2. So from the month of April through June, I'm going to start with my new roll-ins for quarter 2 when I did my last quarter update. So for the first product, we have my Benefit Pore Primer. We started at 27 grams, and by the end of quarter 2, we ended at 22 grams. So we did use 5 grams of product. I am so happy that I was able to make that much progress with it, and we did make a really big mark. You can see the little marking on the packaging. I've been using this every time I put makeup on, or at least I remember. There's been a couple of times through quarter 2 where I would forget to prime my face first before I go in spot correct. Other than that, I have been using this primer diligently, and I feel like maybe in quarter 3 we will be able to maybe finish another quarter of the product itself, and hopefully by the end of the year I will be able to finish this and call it good. But other than that, we have reached about maybe halfway, a little less than halfway of this primer, but I'm confident that we'll be able to keep making continuous progress with it. Next is my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. This one was to replace the NYX foundation that I rolled out. The start weight of this was 97 grams, and our end weight for quarter 2 is 83 grams. We used about 14 grams, and so that is incredible. I did kind of put a little bit of a marking. This was when I first thought, like, this is not where we started. Oh my gosh, it's eyeliner, so it's gonna come off. This is where we first started, when I first started seeing a little bit more of like visualization when it comes to this foundation. And this blue mark was the last time I used this foundation. Not today, but the last time I used it. I put it up to the light and I saw the amount of foundation left in the container. So this is just a guesstimate. I don't think it's very accurate, so that's why I'm still sticking to the weight. The summer has been really busy for me, so I have been wearing full faces of makeup a lot more. I mean, I said that last time too, but a lot more because I'm going out to meet people, I'm going out to do presentations and trainings and all of that too. So this is one that I like wearing throughout the day because I know how it wears on my skin. So I'm gonna be pretty sad once I use this all up, but I still have other foundations to work through anyways, and if I do miss this, I'll purchase it again. If not, it is what it is, right? So here we go with the foundation. All right, another product that we rolled in to replace another product is my Sweet and Shimmer Black Liner. This one was to replace the Hollywood and Vine liner, and the goal is still to use up 75% of it. I've been using this liner a lot to do like a wing, also to tight line and put it in my waterline. And so I have made significant progress with this one. I'm actually surprised at how much I've used actually, because there's been a couple of weeks where I didn't really touch this at all and I just used my brown liner. But I feel like we'll still be able to make a lot of progress with this. I am using it today as my liner, and I think it's still pretty creamy and everything. I do need to sharpen this a little bit, but I think I can get one more use out of this before I sharpen it. I was thinking about putting a objective for quarter 3 for this liner. So my objective is 45 uses. It's just to help me be able to pick it up and use it up a little bit more and help us reach that goal of 75% usage. Our first rollout and empty is our Dirty Little Secret liner in Rosy Posy. We have completely finished this. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but look at how tiny this little stub is. It's all done and hollowed out. I am so excited and so glad that I was able to finish a lip liner. I mean, when I did roll this one in, it didn't take that long anyways because it was such a little amount of product, but I'm so glad to be able to finish this lip liner because I've never actually finished a lip liner in the past, because in the past I wasn't a lip liner wearer. And so now that I do like lip liners, I'm really excited to start panning my lip liners that I have in my collection. And so this one will be rolling out. I really liked the shade of this. It was really nice pink to wear on the lips. When the nub started to get shorter, the formula itself started to kind of be a little drying and start to kind of like crumble a little bit. And so I had to kind of go really hard, which I didn't really like on my lips, but it is what it is. I did go over it with like a lip balm or like a lipstick that would help moisturize the lips afterwards. So this one is done and I can call it good. Alright, so now moving on to the products that have been in the project since the beginning of 2025. So for my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Concealer, we did have an objective for quarter 2 and we did put 75 uses on this product and we finished this product at 35 uses. So I didn't need to put the objective up that high, but I'm glad I was still able to have that there for me to just hold myself accountable. And so we were able to use this all up in 35 extra uses. I finished this on June 3rd, so beginning of June. And I did take the stopper out and I scraped as much as I can out of this. And there was a lot of windowing and I tried to get as much as I can out. Well, I got most of it out. Just the stuff that's stuck on the walls of the container is just something that just won't come out. But I can call this good. I'm really excited to be able to roll this concealer out. Not going to lie, towards the end of using this product all up, I surprisingly started to really like it. It worked really well in combination with other concealers. And this was one of the concealers where I didn't actually put the doe foot applicator on my skin itself. I put it on either a palette or on the back of my hand, and then I would go in with a sponge and put it all over the face, and that worked wonderfully. So I don't know if I will purchase this again. I will have to try out my other concealers first to see which ones I liked better before I go and purchase this again. But towards the end of using this all up, I started to like it, which is weird because at first I didn't really like it. I just wanted to pan it and get it done with, but we shall see if it's a concealer that I will miss in the future. Alrighty, and so this is a really exciting empty for me, and I'm sure y'all already kind of guessed it, but it is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh face powder. As you can tell, it is all done. Look at that shiny, shiny new pan right there. I didn't know when I did use it all up, like how I did with the concealer. I think it's just because I got so excited that I forgot about it. But we completely finished it. I even repressed this powder 2 times to make sure that my fluffy brush that I use with this product would be able to get the products on evenly. And so I think that's the reason why I was able to finish it all up too, because you know, when you repress things, it can get a little bit more crumbly, the kick up can be a little bit more. But I really enjoyed this powder. I do have other powders that I am working through right now, so I don't know if I'm going to repurchase this powder as of right now, but I will be keeping this container in case I need to repress powders, whether it's pressed powders or bronzers or blush and whatnot, because it's a really sturdy container. Like it clicks, it's sturdy. I've dropped this a couple of times on like my carpet and stuff and it's fine. So I will be keeping this as like a little case for whatever I need to repress. Okay, so this is really exciting. This is also gonna roll out, and this is my LA Girl Pro Sculpt Concealer Palette. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it with this footage right here, but I have hit pan in every single shade on top, and I've also hit pan in the darkest brown. And I honestly did not think I would hit pan in so many shades for quarter 2, but I am so glad I did, because my goal really was just to hit 1 more pan in a quarter 2, but I'm glad I was able to hit 3 extra pans on top of my initial quarter 2 goal. And so this palette will be rolling out since I've hit the goal that I have set for this product, but I will keep this in my everyday makeup drawer. I'm still going to be using this product to color correct and conceal in places that I need to. Like I have been using these brighter shades, this bright pink and then this yellow here to really brighten up the T-zone. And so I'm going to continue to keep using this, although this will be rolling out. I'm just really excited that I was able to exceed the goal that I have set for this product in general. With this project pan, because I have been doing quarter updates, I have 3 months to make a lot of progress. And so I feel like I have made so much progress in quarter 2 to the point where it's kind of like, wow, I didn't even know that I made this much progress. And one of them is my Wonder Beauty kind of dual face palette with the bronzer and blush. I have expanded the bronzer and I have hit and also expanded the blush shade. Honestly, I use this almost every day I put makeup on, and I've been using the bronzer to death. to bronze the face. It's what I'm wearing today as well. And also the blush. I just think it's just so flattering on my skin tone and just on my face in general. I think it's a perfect duo. So I am gonna be sad when I do pan all of this up, but I feel like I might do something similar to Caitlin Costello, where she kind of finds dupes in her collection to replace products that she is starting to pan and empty out. And I think I might do that too, because that has inspired me to look at what similarities I have in my collection. I'm gonna be really excited once I officially pan this entire thing, because it would be my first face palette that I have panned completely. Next is my pumping liquid highlighter. And so my prediction for quarter 2 was to have only a fourth of this left after quarter 2. It looks like I have about a fourth of it left, more or less. But it's really hard to tell because there's just so much product clinging onto the walls of this packaging that it's really hard to tell. I did take out the stopper, and really there is no product really left in here except whatever is clinging on the walls. And so I might depot this into a smaller container so that we can get all of the product out and everything, because this wand doesn't get all the product anymore. So what I've been doing is I would just pull out the wand and I would just use my finger, and I would just use my fingers to kind of apply the highlighter on my face. And that's what I've been doing. So there's still a little bit left, definitely less than a fourth, because I can see the bottom of the actual tube, and the rest of the product is just clinging onto the last bottom fourth of the wall. So this might be a finish soon, I'm not too sure. I did do a little bit marking where it mostly settled and where it's still super opaque, because otherwise you can see a lot of windowing on top. I mean, not on top, but like above the line or above the marking. I'm not too sure if I would be able to finish this in quarter 3, just because it's a very pigmented product where I don't need a whole lot. I just put a little bit on my cheekbone, a little bit on the nose, Cupid's bow, just to give myself a little bit of a natural glow before I go in with my powder highlights and finishing powders and whatnot. So we shall see how much I can get done in quarter 3. I'm not gonna put an objective for this one because I just know that I'm going to be reaching for this all the time anyways, so there's no point in that. I'm gonna be finished. This product's gonna be finished this year, I can guarantee that. So let's talk about some products that are a little bit disappointing to roll out, but I'm just gonna do it. And they are my Ciate Dewy Highlight and Dewy Blush. I just don't really like these. I did put a objective for quarter 2 for both of them to use it 30 times. And for the highlighter, I've only used the highlighters 5 times, and I've only used the blush 6 times in quarter 2, and that's 3 months of not really reaching for it, you know what I'm saying? So I am gonna roll these out. I just don't reach for them, I don't love them, and so I'm gonna declutter these as well, just because I don't want to keep it in my collection if I'm not gonna reach for it. I don't really like it. I try to wear these more on my no makeup days where I don't really have a complexion base on. I just kind of put blush on, mascara, and go out the door. When I wear glasses and I don't set these products, like it just creates a line on my face and it just smudges everywhere. So I am gonna be rolling these out. Oh my gosh, okay, sorry, my camera was about to die, so I had to change the camera, and I keep kicking my freaking table, so I'm sorry about that. Next is my Arches and Halos brow powder, and I have hit pan in both shades now. So the dark shade, I have hit pan. Look at that beautiful pan where you can see just how concentrated my brush is in this. So I am going to keep this in, even though the initial goal is to hit pan in both shades. My new goal for this product is to finish the lightest shade by the end of this year. Yeah, so I will be trying my best to pan the lighter shade. I don't know how that's gonna go, but we are continuously using this product no matter what anyways, so let's just keep going until we finish one shade. Next is my Naked Cosmetics Loose Pigment in Desert Sunset. We started at 14 grams. We used 1 gram in quarter 2, and then when I weighed this again, it stayed at 13 grams. So it's saying that I didn't use a whole lot of this product, but I for sure have used this quite a lot. I've used it on my nails, so I have used this quite a lot. So I don't know why I didn't have any kind of weight loss in this product, but I know I have used it quite a lot. So even though there is no weight loss, I know I have been using it a lot, either on the eyes or on the nails, and the goal is still to finish half the container. We're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep trying to weigh it, and we shall see how much we can progress with it in quarter 3. So of course, the other liner that I've been trying to pan is my Appeal Gel Liner in Deep Taupe. This one is a really good liner, still very creamy. I have used quite a lot of this, and it's because I've been wearing a lot of more neutral, nudie, professional looking makeup looks because I've been going to the office a lot, and I can't really wear, well I can, but I chose not to wear super bright and dramatic eye makeup, and I just kind of kept it kind of very brown, very pink, and very natural looking. And so I've been using my brown liner a lot to do like a brown wing or waterline, tight line, all that jazz. So I have been using the Appeal brown liner a little bit more than my Sweet and Shimmer one, which is perfectly fine. And the goal for this one is still to finish. So my goal for quarter 2 was to use this 45 times, and I've only been able to use this 26 times, which is perfectly okay because I made a lot of progress each time I used it anyways. So I feel like we'll be able to keep making big progress as we continue to use this liner as our main brown liner. So moving on to eyeshadow palettes, we're gonna talk about my Phase Zero The Necessities eyeshadow palette first. As you can tell, I have expanded the pan of the 2 matte shades and the corner shade by a lot. I've also hit shade in the more warmer dark brown, and of course I did predict that I was gonna hit shade in the pink and yellow shimmer on top, but I didn't, although there is a pretty big dip in both of them. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about them because these shimmers are not super shimmery. It's not a show-stopping shimmer. It's a very muted, very calmed down kind of shimmer where it adds a little bit of shimmer on the eyes, but it's not like wow. You know what I mean? So I am gonna continue to keep this palette in as well because the goal is to hit pan in all shades, and I still do plan to do that. But I think the shimmer ones are gonna take me a lot longer than I anticipated, just because they're shimmers that are really meh to me. So I do still put this on the eyes, but I do go in with another shimmer to make it shine a little bit more and to make it look a little bit more dramatic on the eyes. So the goal for quarter 3 is to still just hit pan in any of these shades, really. I feel like I can still try to hit pan in these 2 top shades here, and then my 2 nudie transition shades up on top. I have been expanding both of these shades quite a lot, and I might franken these together. I'm not too sure yet, but I might franken these together because they're basically almost the same shade. There's a little bit of difference in them, but it's not that different in my opinion. So I may franken them together so that I can open up a space and put another shade in here to kind of help elevate this palette a little bit more, because as of right now it's kind of boring, and the only time I reach into this palette is for the mattes and sometimes for the shimmers if I'm going to work. If not, then I go in with other shimmers in my other palettes that I am working on. I think to make this palette a little bit more exciting, I might add in a different shimmer or a different matte into one of these empty spaces once I franken these 2 top shades together. I was thinking about frankening these bottom 2 matte shades as well, but I think I'm gonna leave them for now because I want to expand the pans a little bit more. and kind of just work through them on their own a little bit more before I decide to franken it. But these two, I'm okay frankening them because for the most part, when I do use these shades, I use them together anyways. So it doesn't really make sense for me to keep them separate, especially if I'm just gonna use both of them every time I reach for this palette. So then moving on to my Jaclyn Hill 1 palette, of course, we used all of the shades once again, and I was able to repurpose my Hollywood and Vine liner and using it as kind of like a marker or like a pencil and just crossing off each shade that I have used. And as you can tell, I have expanded the shade quite a lot in Silk Cream. And then I've also hit pan in Chip and expanded that pan as well. So I am super, super excited to have two big pans in this. Oh my gosh, I hit the table again. I'm really excited to really expand these pans. I feel like I can finish Silk Cream in the next month or two, no problem at all. And I thought that I was going to expand or like hit pan in Hunts 24/7 or Butter, but of course, that didn't really happen. I do feel like if I do set my eyes on finishing Silk Cream, I think my next transition shade that I'm going to be using a lot is going to be Butter. So there is quite a little bit of a dip already because I have been using this for a lot for the oh my gosh, what am I saying? There has been quite a lot of dip in Butter because I have been using this as a transition shade for the past 2 to 3 weeks for work. So there is a little bit of a dip now, and it's just to help me prepare myself for when I do use up Silk Cream. I have another transition shade in here to rely on. So I'm really, really excited. I am still going to continue to use up all of these shades at least one time in Q3. I have been going in with each shade at least more than 2 times. So there's going to be a little bit more of a dip or more of a disturbance in these little shades. But my goal right now is to hit pan in Butter. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to hit pan in Hunts or 24/7 in Q3. But if it happens, it happens, but my goal right now is just to hit Butter for Q3. All right, and then for palette number 2 from Jaclyn Hill and the Morphe, of course, I did the same thing where I used all of the shades, and as you can tell, we have 2 pans, and you're not gonna be able to see a really big pan because they're pretty small, but I have hit pan in Temptress and Therapy Sesh. When I talked about this palette in my last update, I thought I was gonna hit pan and Get Ready With Me and Grateful because I thought I would go through the more natural or neutral looking shades first. But then I hit Therapy Sesh, which is a really big surprise to me because I didn't think that I was wearing purples that much in Q2, but apparently I was. So I was able to hit Therapy Sesh. It's a really small pan, but it's a pan nonetheless. And of course, I would continue to wear purple looks and expand this shade a little bit more. And of course, the Temptress is going to continue to be that black shadow that I'm using throughout the year. So it's going to naturally expand. There is a lot of disturbance and dip in Get Ready With Me. So I do feel like if I focus on Get Ready With Me in Q3, I will be able to pan this. Or not pan, but hit pan in this. And if we're lucky enough, maybe Grateful as well. I do really want to hit more pans in this palette just because I have been concentrating on the first Jaclyn Hill palette a lot. We do have 2 pans here, so my goal is just to hit 1 pan in each palette, but it'll be great if I hit 2 pans in this palette. We're moving on to the Half Caked Lip Fondant and Theme Song. The objective for Q2 was to use this 30 times, and we have used this 30 times. I am going to continue to put a objective for this for Q3, which is 30 times again, because when I weighed this at the start where we kind of used this as a blush, it weighed at 24 grams, and when I weighed it again, it was at 23 grams. So we were able to use 1 gram of this product. So if we continue to use it 30 times in every quarter consistently, we'll be able to use 1 gram of this product at a time. At least that's the hope. It's a really nice blush when I want to do more of like a nudie brownie look, or like something that's just not too pinky and a little bit more like that can blend in with my bronzer and whatnot. So it's a really, really nice color for that. Let me just go back to my Jaclyn Hill palettes. We're gonna focus on Chip and butter in the first palette. And the quarter 3 objective for chip and butter is to use both of the shades 45 times. And then when it comes to the Jaclyn Hill X Morphe 2 palette, my goal is to use Get Ready With Me and Grateful more. So the goal for those is to hit 25 usage. And the reason why I did 25 instead of 45 is just because I really want to hit chip and butter first, and then start to narrow down my painting goals for the second palette. And also, there's a little bit more of a dip in Get Ready With Me, and there's going to be more of a dip in Grateful too when I do more colorful looks in that palette. So I feel like 25 would be a really good objective to reach in quarter 3. I don't want to have like eyeshadow fatigue when it comes to those palettes that are in my project pan, so that's the reason why I have one that's set really high and one that's set to like more of an easier level of usage to complete. So moving on to my Bite Beauty lipstick. This is in Beetroot. The objective for quarter 2 was use it 30 times, and we were able to use this 23 times. So we were almost there, but we just kind of did not make it there. You know what I'm saying? Like we were super duper close, but we just didn't reach the goal that we really set for ourselves, which is fine. I did use quite a bit of this as like a blush instead of a lipstick. So the amount that I use really differs. With quarter 3, the usage for this is going to be 25, so that way I can actually hit the goal. I think I did 30 because I thought I was gonna be able to wear this a little bit more, but there has been times where I've been playing with newer blushes in my collection, so that's the reason why I didn't quite reach the goal. I'm just gonna decrease the usage by 5, so instead of 30, it's gonna be 25. Our tinted balm from Persona, our objective for quarter 2 was 60 uses, and we were only able to use this 32 times. So half of that goal, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I was able to reach it for that many amounts of times within quarter 2, which kind of taught me a little bit about myself, where I don't really like this unless I'm wearing a more Asian inspired look, or more of like a natural look where I don't really have much going on the eyes. I am going to set a goal for quarter 3 for 30 uses instead of 60 to make it a little bit more reasonable and realistic to me, and hopefully we'll be able to slowly make a little bit more progress with this. And so another empty that we're going to talk about is my Cab lip oil. We have completely finished this lip oil. It was probably like the end of April that I finished this. But it is completely finished. I do actually really like this formula. I really like the applicator as well. And so I did really miss this when I finished it. And I tried on my other glosses that I brought into my collection, and it's just not the same, you know what I'm saying? So I have been on a hunt to kind of replace this product with another lip oil that I like just as much. Now moving on to some skincare items that I did put into this project is my Lacuna makeup remover. The goal is to finish half of this, and as you can tell, I finished just about the same amount as I did in the previous quarter. Maybe a little bit more, but it's almost to the goal of halfway, where you see the little green nail polish that I marked. It's not super accurate, but that's kind of where I think halfway is from where we started. So as long as I hit that green mark, I will be okay to roll it out and continue to use this outside of this project. And then for my Teamy Detox Mask, the goal was to only have a fourth left at the end of the year. And as you can tell, there's a lot of windowing or panning at the bottom. So I am going to be rolling this out because to me, that looks like a fourth left because some of this product has been dried out. Like if I just go in, like it's really, really hard now. Like it's not moisturizing enough or wet enough to put on the face without wetting it first. And it's just, even when I do wet it, it doesn't work anymore on the skin as well as it did before. So I am going to call this good and roll this one out because we have met our goal with only a fourth of it left. And I'm just ready to roll this out and use another mask in substitute of this one. Lastly, before we talk about our roll-ins, we have this Volition face oil. The goal is to finish it, and I don't know if you can tell, but we have used so much of this oil, and I think it's because I have been doing a little bit more on the chest than I have in the past, where I will do kind of like 3 or 4 drops, but now I'm using an entire squeezy tube on the chest. And so that has been able to like add a few extra drops on top of like the 3 to 4 drops that I normally do. And so that's probably why I was able to progress that much. But I'm just glad I'm able to make that much progress, because honestly, I do really like it as like a moisturizer on the décolleté instead of the face. And I'm excited to just be able to finish it and roll it out. All right, so we have 8 rollouts, and now we are going to do our roll-ins. So for our roll-ins, I decided to do 9 roll-ins instead of 8 because it's the year of 2025, and I figured let's just stick at 25 products for the year of 2025 for the rest of the year to kind of just help me keep track of the amount of products that are coming into this project. So the first one is my AOA Drop Liquid Foundation. We're starting at 46 grams. The goal is to finish. I did depot this because the original packaging had like a rip in it, or like a tear in the pipette, so it wasn't coming out, and I didn't want to waste it because it was a new product that I brought into my collection. So I decided to pot it into this Laneige sleeping mask, and there's this much product that we're starting with, and so the goal is to finish it. I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to finish it in quarter 3, because we still have our L'Oreal Infallible foundation to work through as well. But I want to get this done by the end of this year, just because there has been air exposure with this one, and I have depotted it, and yeah, I just don't know how long this is going to last. So that's the reason why I am entering this into the project. Another thing that I depotted is my Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand in a Light. I also depotted this into one of my Laneige Water Sleeping Masks container. So it looks like this. We're starting at 47 grams, and the goal is to finish this. And I entered it because it has been in my collection for quite a while, and I have misplaced it a couple of times, and so I don't really know how long I've had it in my collections. So it's about time I use it up. Because I used up my ColourPop pressed powder, I'm going to roll in my Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil Loose Powder. We are starting at 42 grams. The goal is to finish this powder. I think we will be able to, just because this is like a smaller container, and I do like using loose powder to set all over the face anyways, so we should be able to use this all up by the end of the year. And then I am going to roll in a secondary powder, which is my NARS Pressed Light Reflecting Setting Powder in Translucent. So entering this project, it's gonna start at 59 grams with the weight, and there's already a lot of pan on this product because I have been using this quite a lot ever since I rolled it out of my Project 10 uses. And I just thought that, you know what, I bought this at TJ Maxx, and I don't know how long it's been on the shelf. I also don't remember the expiration date. So let's just use this up and call it good. A face palette that I am entering is my Touch in Soul Pretty Filter Glowdient Makeup Palette. And my goal is to hit pan in the lightest shade here. I'm not going to put a goal for all of these other shades, just because I already know myself that I'm not going to be reaching for these on a daily basis. And I haven't been using this palette a lot because I have other highlighters that I've been working through. So it's time to give this palette some more love. And this is actually probably one of my older highlight palettes anyways. So let's just hit pan in this lightest shade right now. If we do hit pan in this lighter shade here, we might be able to hit pan in the next one, and then the next one, and so on. But as of right now, I just really want to focus on this lighter shade and just really hit pan in that one. I know I already have like 3 eyeshadow palettes that I'm working through. I probably didn't need to enter this one in, but I really wanted to, just because I have a lot of eyeshadow singles now, and so I want to work through them a little bit more. So I am going to enter in my Wonder Beauty Double Day Eyeshadow Duo. The goal is to finish both of these shades by the end of the year, so we have about 6 months to finish this. The cream is a really nice shade, and then just to put on top is this shimmer here. So I think I will be able to use it a little bit more. I'm not too sure. I can definitely use this a little bit more as like a one and done look. We shall see how much progress we can make with this duo. We have 3 more products to talk about. And so this next one I'm gonna roll in is my Pink Lips Cosmetics Glass Lip Gloss and a Glow. I did roll this one in after my, makeup inventory in March or something like that. So this is relatively new in my collection, but I need another lip product, I feel like, to work on aside from like my lipsticks and like tinted lip balms. So I'm gonna roll this one into pan just because I need a lip gloss to work on. And I don't necessarily really like the formula of this because I feel like it doesn't stay on my lips that long compared to my Cab Lip Oil. We're just gonna pan this, we're gonna use it all up, so that way it won't be sitting in our collection for long. Because we rolled out the Dirty Little Secret lip liner, I'm gonna be rolling in 2 lip liners just because I really want to get through my lip liners a little bit more. And so I'm rolling in my Mellow Cosmetics Lip Pencil in Rose. It's so pretty. I didn't realize that I like this shade that much. I have been using this for the past 2 to 3 weeks as my main lip liner just because I really liked how it looked on the lips, how it gave me a very nice pink nudie lip, and it worked really well with my lip glosses and my other lip liners, not lip liners, lipsticks that are in my Project 10 uses. And then my Bodyography lip liner in Timber, I am also rolling this in because this is kind of like an older lip liner as well. It's starting to kind of dry out a little bit. And this one will be a really good brownie nude lip liner when I don't want to use a pink lip liner like the Mellow one. So I will be able to pan these 2. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for just sitting here and watching me talk about my Project Pan update. I hope and am predicting that I will make about the same amount of progress, if not more, in quarter 3 as we continue to wear more makeup, have a lot of things to go to and whatnot. So stick around for that. If you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below on what you would like to see next, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!